Hello and welcome back to my Bannerlord walkthrough. This is part 2 in my ongoing series, so just resuming where we left off then. Managed to get a band of 20 men in my party now. Just going through trying to hunt down the small bands of bandits and raiders. Just cheap leveling up really, and it allows me to pick up easy loot, hopefully without incurring any casualties or from my band. Just going into the town now, quick ransom prisoners, and then check what I can get really. Just preparing, getting the stuff I need really to start smithing. Obviously my smithing level is really low at the moment, so I just need to collect the resources and then start getting that up. Obviously smithing is still one of the best sources of income on this game, even though they have nerfed the rate at which you learn smithing skills and smithing parts, I believe, but it's still a good way of just getting the cash in quickly, especially if you're just hitting small bands of raiders and then small pockets of enemies around the map. Especially now that I've only got a party of 20 soldiers, it's not large enough yet to start really hitting anything bigger on the world stage, like any other factions, or really making any serious enemies. Still trying to just look to level up the small force that I do have at the moment. Obviously not got a companion yet. My clan I think is clan tier 1 or 2, which if anyone's played the game already they know that you can't really do much with that. Just picking up the smaller side quests as well, collecting captives for the manual labourer side quest is usually quite good, because if you get sometimes if you get higher level prisoners, you can get more cash from as well. And even though it will say I want 13 prisoners, if you hand in say 15 or 20, you should get a bit more cash for that as well. So that's what I try to do, trying to keep my character outfitted as best as possible, but also trying to level up not just my sword skill but my bow skill as well. That's my one-handed sword skill, because this game really leans heavily towards ranged warfare as well as hand-to-hand combat, as if you've seen any other walkthroughs you'll know having good quality archers or horse archers will put you miles ahead of your opponents, especially when you start getting into those large scale battles and the taking of towns and castles. Just helps to minimise your own friendly casualties or the casualties of your allies. So just here looking at what I can trade to what I can afford to trade to break down for smithing. Obviously there's a limit to what I can smith, because I haven't yet learnt the skill for turning 2 logs into 3 pieces of charcoal, but obviously it all just takes time. And buying things like hatchets to smelt down is good, but obviously you need cash to buy it, especially as I've only got like 4 grand in my purse. I tend to find with my gameplay that because of choosing smithing as my main source of income aside from the raiding, that I end up spending a lot of time waiting in these towns, getting the stamina back up to then smith a little bit more. Obviously when you get companions, that's what they're really good for, not just the fighting but using them in the smithy. Now here, as you can see, looking to start hitting the slightly larger bands of raiders to start speeding up the leveling up of myself and my party, whilst also trying to scrape that loot in.
There's dozens more of us hiding, just waiting for our signal.
Archers, move!
I find it hard getting that fine line between letting my party level up while also leveling my character up. I find if you go one way or the other, you're going to be lacking too much, but that's all just part of the game, I suppose.
Horsemen, forward!
I find as well, if I'm not careful, I know the Empire Equids, or Equites, are good quality troops, but if you've only got like 3 or 4 and you send them in, you tend to get cut down pretty quickly.
Soldier, horse attack!
As you can see there, I've got some legionaries in my band now, so it's quite good to have start developing that core of infantry, as although having good quality cavalry, archers, or such is good. I tend to find in my gameplay that whenever I fight the larger battles, the core of infantry just get chewed up quite quickly, because for example when you're fighting the Sturgeons, their infantry are really good, and then you got the other factions as well. I remember when this first came out and it was on early access 2 years ago, I think the Azerai infantry weren't as good, but I think it's all quite leveled out now, so it can just be a battle of numbers when you're fighting the other factions, and not the small bands of like sea raiders or brigands or whatever. Yeah, so traded those prisoners in, got less than 800 quid for it. It's all right, but it's not game changing, is it? basically what I'm really trying to do now is just get my clan level up and get my party quality up and the money in my purse, because the aim of this run through or this playthrough is to do it completely solo, so not having to even be a mercenary for another faction first, which is what I usually do, and I find you get stuck in their politics and you end up just siding with them, and it's definitely the safer option, which to me just makes it a bit boring.
Yeah?
Horse archers!
I do like that they've changed some of the armors and they've added like is it flags to the Equite spears and banners. That's really cool. Maybe they've been in a while, I'm not really sure, but it just shows how much of a gap I had from playing this game, if that is the case. Just here, I'd let the enemy get too close to my skirmish line of archers before I sent the infantry, and luckily I don't think I lost any of them. No, I haven't lost any of them, but that was just me not concentrating. That's one thing I do find with this game though. Quality is quite a relaxed game to just play for hours. You do need to pay quite a lot of attention, from money to food for your party, or if you have got towns or castles, making sure they don't revolt, or making sure everything like that's running smoothly. It is quite a lot to juggle. I do think it's good though, and I don't really think there's a game like Bannerlord for this genre, or as good as Bannerlord in this genre. I know Steam's had a few copycat games come out in early access that were like, I bought one or two, but they were very bare bones, and then funny thing, they were enough to get early access, and then no more work's been done to them in years. So they just seem like a cash grab, to be honest. So although Bannerlord was early access for 2 years, the amount of updates that the developers put in weekly or monthly was just phenomenal. So I'm sure that level of support for the game would just be ongoing as time goes on. I think this template of game as well would be a really good, that can be lent to several other genres or settings, science fiction or fantasy, either or. But I know there's a lot of mods out now for Bannerlord. I've played some. I did enjoy the Roman conversion mods for Warband. I thought they were great, and I have played ages ago a Roman conversion, just a troop conversion for Bannerlord, and that was really good. But again, it's just all these mods, they need ongoing support, don't they? So it's just making sure they got that. But as you can see, I'm just making 2-handed swords, trying to just scrape what cash I can in, like 1,300 quid there. Starting to get my money up now. Starting to get my party a bit of a higher level. Still not really a contender on the world stage yet, but as you can see, it just takes time. What I would say is, if anyone's not played it before and they're just looking to start out themselves, I think you definitely will learn more on how best to play the game just by going solo and not aligning yourself to any faction. It's definitely the harder option, but it's definitely a more fun way to play if you're willing to put the hours in. This is my second video now, and so that's roughly an accumulation of over 30-40 minutes of gameplay, and my party still, it's not bad. 22 members, including myself. Still not got any companions yet, but starting to get some money in now. Able to start taking on the better, not yet, but looking to start taking on the better and bigger side quests now. Yeah, if you like it, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.